Hi. Do you guys want to do something new today? No? Sorry, we're doing something new today. I am kind of strapped for time. I have like a lot of stuff that I need to do, and we're gonna do like a little get ready with me moment. I'm trying to get ready for my stream. I am very late for it. I'm very strapped for time. I have been going through a lot of my plans today were very much ruined, but we're going to turn lemons into lemonade. I'm a Capricorn. I have a Capricorn stellium, and I also wonder if I'm like spicy. So I like really take my scheduling very seriously, especially like working. I'm very adamant about like keeping things on a schedule, and I had a whole bunch of things planned for today. Like today's my work day, you know, I have things to do. And my landlord decides to spring it on me, literally like within an hour, that they're sending some people out to fix a leak in the roof. Great. So happy to know that the roof is getting fixed. But could we have communicated this before so I could schedule around it? Like I have things to do. And my question is like, if I wasn't working from home and somebody came to knock on the door and nobody answered, what would have happened then? Questions, questions, questions. We're not going to dwell on the negative. They did a great job and they're going to come tomorrow to finish some things up, and I'm going to get ready and have a really good stream. I guess while this dries, we can talk about what I'm planning on doing today. Today I'm doing a look that I'm doing now 3 times this week. If you've been watching my streams, you've seen me do this over and over. I really like it because I just got this shirt. It's like, it fits me really well. And, oop, I think it fits me well. And it also kind of like matches the hair situation right now. If you've bleached your hair and you have like really dark hair naturally like I do, y'all know that there's that one sweet spot where the roots start coming in and it's creating like a really cool effect. I really want to capitalize on it being here and now. You know, I want to grow my natural hair back out. Like my blonde era is still really fun. It's still really here. But as you can see, we're like 75% done with that blonde chapter of my life. And I just want to like enjoy it while it's here, be present in it. I have this scarf that's really cute too. Let me see if I can get it. It's a super long, like tattered scarf moment. And it just looks like really good with this shirt, especially when like I get the smoky eye and everything. It's also a look that I can do really, really fast. So that's gonna really help me today because I'm not trying to be working all day long. I know that it's been a few weeks since I have focused on making Pokemon content. Obviously, we're going to continue doing that because I really love Pokemon. But I mean, you know as well as I, we're kind of just like waiting for content. I'm still playing Pokemon pretty much every day. I like Pokemon TCG Pocket. I'm keeping track of like upcoming Pokemon news. I just think that we're waiting on it. So that's why lately in the content, I've been exploring new avenues. The funny thing is like, I take it as a compliment that a lot of people have sent me DMs and things saying like, oh my goodness, you're my favorite PokeTuber. But the thing is like, I'm not a PokeTuber. It's just like, I think Pokemon is like the one super recognizable thing that I do that the girls really resonate with. Like, let's be real, everybody plays Pokemon. So I'm not surprised that like those videos get a lot of traffic, but I also like have to eat. So if the video is popular, I'm gonna do it. But like right now, with it being 2025, I just turned 29, I really wanna like see what else we can do. So while I was like kind of stressed that a lot of my plans today were kind of ruined, I have been wanting to do a little get ready with me moment. And if this is something that we like, then that means I can definitely do it in the future. I normally like to pin my hair up when I'm doing makeup, but I saw a video of Lady Gaga doing her makeup. And she had like her jet black hair just like laying on her face. And I was like, you know, if Lady Gaga can do her makeup without having to pin her hair up, then I can too. It took me years to really figure out how to do a smoky eye because I have like a man face and all the tutorials are for like very like fishy faces. But I think I've finally cracked the code. You guys can tell me at the end of the video how botched I look. Already looking a little bit botched. Thankfully, the Lord made Q-tips for when you mess up your makeup. It's fine. It's supposed to be grungy anyway, so like we can like be messy with it and be like, I don't care, I'm punk. But yeah, I mean, on the video game front, I am a gamer, so like we've been outside. Like I have been doing a lot of really interesting things with video games. I just finished the Girly Pop Lock Season 5 of Pokemon X. If you don't know what the Girly Pop Lock is, it's kind of just like my little secret, and if you discover what it is, then we're so happy to have you, but if not, then I'm sorry, you're just getting half the story about what's going on in my life. I'm like literally, like when they were saying that millennials were digital nomads, honey, they were talking about me. Like I'm always up to something. And that's really crazy too, because like I'm actually really, really introverted. I'm just quite loquacious. Like I really love to yap. I love to talk, but only about things that I'm interested in. So I guess that's just like really perfect for me having a YouTube channel. The games that have been really taking up my time, let me finish this first. I've gotten faster at doing my liner, but girl, it still stresses me out. Right, so the games that I have been really into lately, it's always gonna be Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV is just like, I've always been really into MMORPGs, but Final Fantasy XIV, Infinity Nikki, Wizard 101, and Honkai Star Rail, and Yakuza Like a Dragon, and I think that's it. I know that I'm missing one. If I remember it while I'm editing this, I'll just put it in. The newest one for me is Wizard 101. I've never played it before, and I am specifically doing it for my stream, and I love doing content of me like trying new things out that I've never gotten a chance to try, because Wizard 101 is like a classic MMORPG, and it has a lot of like nostalgia for a lot of people, and I love MMORPGs, so I just like naturally have fallen right into it, and it's just really fun for all of us. I've been doing this really unhinged thing where I made this really iconic girly pop named Monica Ice. She's taking over the school by storm. We have already been like running rampant, going around, just having a good time, experiencing the story, getting into the lore, and I don't know, just be doing what girly pops do. I actually have downgraded a lot of my makeup to like drugstore stuff because I normally just wear makeup for like camera like this or a webcam. So like I don't really need like long lasting like House Labs Dior. Not saying that I've ever been able to afford Dior, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, girl, if it's like $8 and it's gonna do the same job as something that's like 40, I'm going for the 8, especially in this economy that's coming up. Like, who's excited for the upcoming release of the new economy in 2025? I am really interested to see how all of that plays out, honey. This is my favorite part of applying foundation. I get this little puff from my Korean, like the Korea and a lot of like Asian brands will have like a foundation thing. I forget what they're called, but like I just use this because that's too light for me. I'm like half Korean, and one of the things that I've always wondered is like, why does all Korean makeup just like not acknowledge the fact that some Koreans have like a little bit more color? Like I know I'm mixed, but like a lot of Koreans can be tan, and I just never find foundation in the Korean beauty space that goes anything but pale. Like I'm not complaining. Like I know obviously I'm not their target audience, me sitting over here in America, but it's just I don't know. I don't know. I have Sagittarian placement, so I can't help but question and wonder. I love knowledge. Yeah, it's nice. This technique is really fun because like it blends it, it doesn't pick it up too much, and it just really just like packs it into the pores, honey. Just makes it look seamless. Infinity Nikki is like my gem of a game. Like I'm so protective of that game, and I really wish that it had more of a marketing push, because we live in a time now where like if you don't have like a huge marketing budget and you don't like specifically aim towards like creating certain video games for certain spaces, it's just like it loses its like validity. Like you have to follow trends. And I know that a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, I wish that video games would like be creative again. There are a lot of creative games out there. It's just most people don't have the time, space, or knowledge on how to find them. And like Infinity Nikki had a pretty big marketing budget for the West, and it's still kind of like considered niche. And I don't know. I don't know. I think the game is like really made for girly pops. I think on one end, they don't really know how to market to the Western audience, because there's a lot of people like me who kind of had the game hit their radar, but they're more like focusing it on like Stardew Valley type of people. And I don't think that Stardew Valley type of people, there's crossover for sure, but like what makes the game so good in the West is that it's like, one, It's something that we never get. Like a dress up game that is a dress up game for the sake of being a dress up game. But two, it's like really camp. Like they for people who don't know, the theme song and the song that they would play on the like main menu screen for like the first 2 months of it being out was like Jessie J singing the English version of the song, like doing all the Jessie J runs, the screaming, the wailing. It was high camp, high camp, high camp. And then like the entire story revolves around you playing this girl named Nikki who has been transported to this dimension, and she solves all of her problems by being a stylist. Like one of the beginning cutscenes is like this thing falls off of a roof and this whole boutique gets like destroyed, and Nikki shows up and says, "Don't worry guys, I can figure this out. I'm a stylist." Like it's just camp, and I wish more people knew about it. I really do. Oh, I remember the game that I forgot to mention, Marvel Rivals. Now this one is interesting because I'm really starting to get to a point with video games where it's like, girl, how many battle pass like competitive shooters relying on, you know, name recognition? Like on one end, I can't help but mention and like acknowledge the fact that the game is really well made. I know a lot of people are talking about like, oh my goodness, it's replacing Overwatch, but like this is a tale as old as time. Like a lot of the girls don't remember TF2, and it kind of shows. Like the hero shooter has been a thing for a minute. It's just that like Blizzard budget really made us forget our history, you know? And I just think that Marvel Rivals might just be the next step in the iteration of this genre. It's really well made. It really captures the cinema. Like if you're going to challenge yourself to simulate all of these famous iconic heroes and villains into a battle sequence, you've got to give gameplay, you've got to give drama, you got to give satisfaction, and they do it. I don't really care what the contrarians have to say. If it's good, and it's good. Now, I'm not one of those kinds of girls that can just like sit down and play a PvP game like for hours on end. I can really only take these types of games like in spurts, right? 40 minutes at most, and then I'm like logging on to something else. I really just kind of, I play games to relax, and I'm not like a cozy gamer. If you ask me, I'm asking for more like RPGs to come out. I'm asking for Final Fantasy to return to form. I'm asking for people to really lean into like what Baldur's Gate 3 did, but it's just so hard to find games of that caliber and that level. So I'm just kind of like sitting around looking for indie games and playing Yakuza Like a Dragon. But the nice thing about being a gamer these days is like, you really are spoiled for choice. I was listening to like, what was it? I was listening to a podcast and I forget who it was, but they said something really interesting in that like right now, we're in a time where games, movies, TV shows, all of these things that are just like streaming things to you, they want your attention. I mean, even YouTube. Hi, thank you so much for giving me your attention. Even YouTube, it's all about attention. And I remember the days of like MapleStory, of like the old school gacha games, of the old school live service games, like even the PvP games. Like what's one that I remember that was like a shooter, that was like a hero shooter? S4 League. Does anyone in the comments remember S4 League? It used to be a time when these games were free to play and they would monetize on the fact that you could access it for free, and they would just paywall you all the time. Like you could log into the game, but you couldn't play it unless you paid up. These days, I play like so many free to play games and I do not feel the desire to spend money at all. Now, if you want to support the project, obviously spend the money, but I don't feel the desire to because they give you so many incentives to just keep playing. And I find it really crazy because like we are spoiled for choice. You can play Overwatch 2, you can play TF2, you can play Marvel Rivals, and all you need is time. All things considered with how the world is these days, if you're a gamer, you could really just like, you know, check out and just like have a good time with games. To really focus on the inner corners because it always never is even, but I try my best to make it have the illusion of being even. I was gonna do a whole think piece like essay on Infinity Nikki and why I think it's so important for the culture, but I didn't because of two things. One, I just don't think that like people are into think pieces anymore. I think it got a big uptick in like the pandemic because let's be real, a lot of people are looking for answers. A lot of people are looking for answers. As somebody who was already a homebody, I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just stay home. But I also understand that like it was really confusing for a lot of, I mean, even for me, it was confusing. I totally get it. But it seems as though lately people just want, you know, fun background noise. And I'm trying to give that today. I'm trying to give that today. Which leads me to my next point. Last year, sometimes I have this thing, and Trixie Mattel really woke me up to this impulse. I try to like listen to the people who really inspire me and like try to model myself around them. And Trixie Mattel is one of those people because I just really appreciate that Trixie has been able to create her own bubble of success based off of her art. I'm not really business oriented. I could never really imagine myself running a business, but the way that she conducts herself and the way that she sort of maneuvered capitalism, really tea. But when she took a step back and took a break and has come back and like really been trying to like give the message of like, I'm proud of what I've done, but at the same time, I realize that like I'm just an artist and I just want to have a good time and I don't really want to like constantly work, and it's not actually virtuous to work really hard. All that to say is like when the YouTube channel first started popping off, I was like, I felt like a scarcity mindset. Does that make sense? Like, even Trixie said this. It's like this idea that if I don't do it, someone else is going to, and I'm going to lose my opportunity to like benefit from it. I was having this scarcity mindset and it really made me like do a lot of things that were just like unhealthy for my personal life, for my sanity. I was just like locked onto my computer, editing videos, making videos, streaming, editing videos, making videos, streaming. I like lost a sense of my personal life and I just felt as though I was becoming this like thing that was just like on the internet. Like I journal a lot and it was getting to a point where like I couldn't even write like my real name because phaun is like my internet name, my username that I use for video games and stuff like that. It was getting weird for me to even like write my real name. So going into 2025, I'm really trying to just like trust myself to produce quality content and trust also that like and hope that like I've cultivated enough people that just kind of like enjoy my ideas, and sometimes I'm gonna have to like pace myself and take a little bit of a step back. Like, you know, lately we're kind of like in a drought for Pokemon stuff, and I know a lot of people follow me for Pokemon, but I play other things. That's why I made that Marvel Rivals video. I have other things going on, like a really busy day today. That's why I'm making this video, and I'm just gonna like see where that goes, see where that leads me. I want to choose my own destiny, you know? I'm doing my makeup in completely different lighting. Normally I do this in my bathroom with like really immaculate like front on lighting, but it's fine because I'm streaming on my like 720p webcam and these details are not going to show up. And honestly, from far away, it's still looking pretty good, so. And going back to what I was saying about like people, the sort of appetite of users, because I'm a YouTube user too, like it's basically my main form of like digital entertainment, or at least like videos and stuff like that. I feel like as though there's an appetite for something new. I think we're all starting to get a little bit dreary of like the content farm format. If you see something that's working and people are liking it, obviously keep doing it. But I don't know, when it gets to a point where me as like a creative person and I'm like starting to lose the inspiration to keep like the series going just for the sake of like monetizing on it, I have to like take the risk of trying something new because I just feel as though people have platformed me to be creative, to maybe my creativity can be remedial for them in some type of way. So it's like, if I don't want to do Pokemon this week, then maybe I shouldn't. I love a highlighted eye bag. I grew up on like 2010s K-pop and like Gyaru and I had like multiple Tumblrs where I was like reblogging Korean fashion and Japanese fashion. If you could really take my aesthetic and distill it down into like a phrase, it's Maple Story meets Douyin meets Hallyu Wave meets Japanese 90s, early 2000s street fashion. And that's why I like an eye bag. And look, I'll be the first to admit, I know that what I do is not conventionally fashionable, but I just think I'm really lucky because I know that I have y'all here with me now, and I do feel seen. For a long time, I used to be really insecure about it, like really trying to classify it and have to like create the verbiage to explain to people like what my look is. And I think that y'all get it. And that has just made it look even more crazy because it's like, well, if they get it, then maybe I can do it like this. Maybe I can do it like that, you know? So what I'm saying is it's your fault. Okay, so this is the fun part, and this is the part. This is the fun part, and this is the part that never shows up on my webcam, but I still do it anyway. It's just like part of the ritual. It's the eyelashes. Let's see if I can catch it on camera because this requires the most concentration. Oh God, I'm already really scared. Oh, we got this. We got this, girl. It's just, it just makes the eye look more droopy and like puppy doggy. I don't know. I like it. It just makes it more girly pop to me. Okay, so they're going two different directions. That's interesting. Give it a little bit more drama here. Whatever. Normally when I'm doing like my big draggy look, I will, oh girl. Normally when I'm doing like a big draggy look, I will put on falsies, but we're just doing something a little bit more grungy today. Like, just throw it on, girl. And before anybody comments, I am not a makeup artist. I'm a makeup enthusiast. I have come a very long way. The girls who were following me on TikTok like 2 years ago, y'all know how far I've come. Speaking of TikTok, let's talk about that real quick because I feel like I have a lot to say. They keep trying to ban TikTok here in America, and for the first year ever, I really honestly, like, hot take, but they kind of deserve it. They have been since like last summer really just not being very creator friendly. It's quite obvious that they are trying to like just monetize on low-hanging fruit, which is just rage content. And I don't know, for like the past 6 months, I just don't even like getting on the app anymore. Every time I make a video, they flag it. Like, specifically when I make a video that makes money, they flag it. I think it's because they don't want you to make a certain amount of money. They'll just like flag it. Like once it makes a certain amount, they'll be like, oh, this breaks our terms of service actually, so we can't pay you anymore. And it's either that or I'm just like looking at like a feed of just like rage bait, rage bait, rage bait, rage bait. Obviously there's like other things in there, but it's just like the comment section is just full of like angry teenagers. And I just honestly feel like TikTok is becoming the Gen Alpha version of Twitter because we know that Twitter doesn't exist anymore. It's just like the Gen Alpha Twitter, if that makes sense. And the reason why it's successful is because it's like specifically making money and getting attention. You know, we were talking about attention earlier. It's making money and getting attention off of a user base that didn't have Twitter, that didn't learn the mistakes of Twitter. It's just the new form of Twitter. Instead of text, it's just videos. And it's always just talking about like pseudo-intellectual things, making people mad, pitting people against each other, and farming attention. I'm not saying that like other platforms are better. As a creator, I'm quite platform agnostic. I just think that they've had more than enough time to really do aggressive things to fix their relationship with their creators. And as a creator, I'm just like, I don't really think that you have my best interest in heart. And I don't think that you really have the culture's best interest in heart. Like the reason why we liked TikTok in the first place, because I know that there's people who watch me now who don't like TikTok. I've seen the comments like, oh girl, I'm not making a TikTok to follow you. Please, y'all don't have to follow me anywhere. If you just like the YouTube, just watch the YouTube. The reason why a lot of people like TikTok is because it was really conversational and you could really find like a niche pocket and find your community there. Like that's where I really built up my community and where I found the language to speak, to find the people that I wanted to find. And I really built up a lot there, but just something has changed. The type of content that they push now, it's just not really about fostering community anymore. It feels complacent. I don't know, if you're not going to not be complacent, you're gonna go down. And frankly, TikTok doesn't have this sort of backing that Western, more established tech has, but we're not going to get into the economics and the politics of it all. All I'm saying is like TikTok, you had your chance with me. Good luck. I really don't like blocking my beard out because I feel like it gives people a false impression of me. I'm not trying to hide the butch queen realness. If anything, I really like a lot of my masculine traits. It's just for like the sake of like making it all even. When it just, I have like really dark hair with like blue undertones, but my skin and my makeup sometimes tends to be warmer because it's like pink and it incorporates a lots of reds and like these like more warm neutral colors look really good on me. So like having something so cool on my face just really bugs me. I will like skip blocking the facial hair out whenever I just don't feel like it, but today I feel like it. You know, I'm already being lazy by not putting makeup on my forehead, by not putting on lashes, by repeating an outfit for the third time in the week. The least I can do for the people is
lock out the man.
somebody just sent me a Discord about legendary Pokemon. See, and this is what I'm saying. Like, I know I was just complaining about social media and being a creator on it, but I love what I do. Like, literally, my business is talking about Pokemon all day long. I used to be the kind of girl that would put like bronzer here to like contour, but I feel like I have like a really square face. And every time I do that, it just looks like mud on my face. So I'm just like trying to just lean on like my natural angle. See, I don't know. Anytime I do like a non-draggy look, which I hate calling my makeup draggy when it's heavier, but I just don't have any other way of explaining it. And I'm also just really inspired by drag, so you know, whatever. But anytime I'm not doing like a really draggy look, like no wig, no lashes or anything, I just do like a little gradient lip. Now this brown does give boo-boo on the lip, but when I mix it in with that darker burgundy, it starts becoming fashion. My dad didn't give me much, but he did bless me with really nice lips. And it's just like, I love the effect of like washing it out, doing like the Y2K concealer lip, but adding some depth and just like letting the shape show. I don't know, something about it's just like really cool to me. This is the secret weapon. If you have like really, I'm like 29 years old and a full grown man. If you have like 29-year-old full grown man skin and you're like trying to do like a look, pressed powder concealer. It just, you see that? It just starts getting it a little bit more, you know, it's like, when you mattify it, that texture starts to just disappear, honey. And then if you just get a nice color that matches your skin tone, it kind of just blends it all together. And because I'm like not doing makeup on the forehead, put a little bit up here just to get it going. Oh girl. Put that bang back now. Don't do it. Has anybody been watching Luscious Massacre TikToks? Please, if y'all have a TikTok, or maybe she's on Instagram too, please get into Luscious Massacre. Don't do it. No. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Don't do it. Okay, so now it's time to start like completing the look. Let's get the hair zhuzhed. I'm going for like rocker chicks. Like I don't do my hair, I just woke up like this, which I actually did just wake up like this because the people who came to do the repairs, I was like in the middle of my workout, so I didn't even get a chance to do my hair. So this is actually like, I woke up like this. You see, it's just a natural like sheen. In person, obviously it'll look like, you know, crazy, but on camera, like this is camera makeup. Like it's just, oh, I love this part. Yeah, I'm starting to lose a lot of like the natural sunlight outside because I'm so behind schedule. I love to record and do my streams and stuff during natural sunlight, but you know, country girls make do. I feel like when you do heavy makeup, because even though this is like a lighter beat for me, it's still quite heavy objectively. If you do heavy makeup, adding like really big statement moles or freckles, I don't know what it is, but it just like blends it. And I know it looks a little bit crazy, but I'm a crazy girl. See, and then when you start feeling good at the makeup, I don't know if you can tell, but I start saying things because it's just, you just start feeling You start feeling it. I think we did it. We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. Okay, so I don't use to because it's a technique. I used to because I accidentally bought to. I get really, really stressed when I'm like shopping for makeup because I'm like thinking of like all the different looks I do. I'm not the kind of girl that just needs like a quick concealer and then I go. No, I need something for my pink looks. I need something for like these types of looks. I need to like make sure that like I have all my bases covered. And in the middle of shopping, I had like picked up two of them because I was thinking of getting one or the other, and then I ended up just checking out with two, girl. Ugh, rich problems. I'll put some on y'all too. There you go. I'm not wearing drag from the waist down, but like you can see what we're doing. Let me know what you guys think of this video. If you like it, that's really cool because that means we can do more. And if you have any ideas of like other things that we can do, please let me know. I'm really in 2025 looking to diversify, and the things that we've done so far lately have been doing really well, but I'm always like adventuring for new ideas. It's like a really casual, easy to do type of video. So yeah, anyway, whatever you guys are up to next, I hope it goes by super well. Thank you all so much. I will see you next time. Bye.